Friends, Happy New Year. And, you know, I've been thinking that with the new year upon us, I really wanted to stop and focus on the things that you all love the most about that channel, or about this channel. So, to kick things off right, I'm gonna be giving you your favorite thing. 3 uninterrupted minutes of me brushing my hair because I didn't have time to do it before stream. Hi folks, welcome to stream, happy 2026. Oh, that's weird. Year ended, new one started. Had a good stream yesterday. I kind of had to come to terms with the fact that it's like, it is New Year's, like people do be spending time with their families, and that's good. So, and like, there's a lot of people who are probably off at the, you know, the People's Game Awards, the thing Mojave was running. So I decided, I'm like, fuck it. I'm just gonna quit while I'm ahead. We had a really solid run. And I would like to pick Valhalla up again at some point in the future, because I was having a lot of fun with it. I don't think I'm as fond of the game as I remember being. Part of the writing does feel very 2016, but like the vibe is good, the music rules, and all in all, it was fun getting to do voices again. But let me tell you folks, I'm ready for some run and bun, because I was really enjoying it. Wound up being quiet because I was juggling some things. You're fine, most people were. I think it was just kind of one of those things where it's like me and Ileana are so in it, it's like it's kind of hard for us to read comments, so people comment less. Like, no biggie. I did, in fact, see that you had stuck through the whole thing. That OST was the only reason why I graduated from college. That's funny as hell. And congratulations. Good job. Well, no, it's not the only reason. You're part of the reason you graduated from college, Pio. Because you were able to do it. So, you know, don't fucking sell yourself short, kid. And now you have money from Big Pharma to give to me, your favorite live streamer, Flowers Fortune. I'm a demon. I'm a demon from hell, and I'm here to take your money. Yeah, New Year's Eve is like the household game night, so that's really cute. I haven't really had shit to do for New Year's in like half a decade at this point. And like last New Year's, I was living at home. So, you know, it's just kind of stopped being as much of a holiday for me. I want to make it more of a holiday, but boy howdy, was I burnt the fuck out the end of this year. Thank you, Pio, very much for the gift sub. I really just gotta ask, honestly, half the time you people are willing to do it just to like make a silly out of me. And you know what? Power to ya. And power to my wallet. The thing you must give money to. It's true. It is true. I need to bug Tara about like that batch of emotes, because I don't know if he finished the last one, if I'm able to like just pay him and get those all emailed to me. I need to bug Tara. But bugging Tara is for the future. Run and bun is for the now. You know, I forgot I need to like remove the filter on our thing here, but honestly, I kind of really like how it looks. Like it's kind of pretty. I will, however, delete the Valhalla game capture because I no longer need that. There we go. Like, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of pretty, actually. Chat, do I maybe update my branding with a slight, like, filter change? Hold on. Hold on now. I think it was dramatic, yeah. Yeah, I kind of like it. It's actually really nice looking. Yeah, you know what? New year. New filter. I'm not going to do it for streaming soon for completely unrelated reasons. I should change to another song. I didn't realize the Safari Zone track was going to loop so short. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Let me find something else to listen to. Because like I said, we've got our lines calced, and they are goofy. This music is hype, though. It is. All right, folks. Some of you might remember this here Granble from the stream before last, because we were trying to calc to figure out how do we kill this Silvally without letting it explode, and without letting it kill one of our guys with pursuit. And I have found the answer. So, in order to do this, we need, first things first, you can see the line right here. You can see it is incredibly long. It is incredibly long and dumb. But you're here for it. It's what Pyo pays me to do. Okay, so we need Arcanine. We need Ledian. We need not Roserade. We need Excadrill. We need Slowbro. Where are you, Slowbro? We need Altaria, comma Mega. And at last, we need Eldegoss with the Miracle Seed. Alright. So here's the line. Granbull is on the field. We are going to pre-freeze Arcanine. The reason that we are doing this is because Super Fang always does 50%, so Low Kick becomes highest damage move. We are frozen, so that way Granbull does not click Thunder Wave because we are already statused, and we are able to automatically thaw ourselves out of being frozen by clicking Flare Blitz. Now, once it goes for Low Kick, we swap... Where did Ledian go? Hold on. We go for Ledian. I have done the math. Ledian needs to sit on the field for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 whole turns. Specifically needs to take 6 hits from Granbull. Let me confirm that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. And I have confirmed that Low Kick off of Granbull does not kill Ledian in 6 hits, even if all of them are max roll crits. So, we swap to Ledian. We hit Encore. Granbull is now locked into using Low Kick. We use Rock Smash. Granbull still, once Granbull is done using Low Kick, we use Encore to continue locking Granbull into Low Kick. After that, we click Tailwind, setting up Tailwind. We have 4 turns of Tailwind. You might note that we're already faster than Granbull. Now, what's going to happen is we are going to U-turn off of Ledian and into Excadrill. Excadrill's going to hit the field. It's going to take about 43 to 51% from Low Kick, and you might think, well, that's kind of a lot, April. Why would you want to take that much damage on Excadrill? And it's because Low Kick never misses, it does a minimum 43%, and if it does enough damage to proc our Citrus Berry, we will still always be at 75% max HP or less. Thanks to Tailwind, Excadrill outspeeds Bewear, outspeeds Manectric, outspeeds Silvally, outspeeds Azumarill. So the game simply goes for the first thing that sees a kill on Excadrill. In this case, that would be Bewear, specifically with Drain Punch, potentially with Payback, depending on the rolls. But the main thing is that also it never uses Bulk Up, because it sees kills on us. We are going to then swap Excadrill to Slowbro. Slowbro is going to hit the field. Turn off Tailwind. Yeah, no. Payback does a lot of damage. I believe if you hit them first... Hold on, let me confirm it's not just if I act before they do. Because if that's the case, I might get a little smart with it. Hold on. Not that. Power doubles if the user moves after the target this turn, including actions taken through Instructor Dancer abilities. Switching does not count as an action. Good to know. Okay. So what's going to happen is we are going to swap to Slowbro. With the Twisted Spoon, Slowbro always shows a kill on Bewear with Future Sight. So I'm wondering, because the thing is we need to have Tailwind up once we kill Granbull, so that way Bewear comes in. I will say that I don't think Payback does nearly enough damage, even if it crits to Slowbro, to be dangerous. Because once we swap in, we can literally just click Slack Off until Tailwind wears off. We then click Future Sight, and we spam Slack Off until it hits an Oko's Bewear. Future Sight hits through Protect. Nice little bonus. Bestest soup stream too. Wait, what are we talking about? Anyways. One sec. Phone bust. Hold on. So, we get hit by Drain Punch, we get hit by Payback. We set up Future Sight, spam Slack off to get the max HP before Beware. Payback is included in the analytic bug stuff too, so just to be aware. Huh. I actually didn't know that. Thankfully, it doesn't matter because we're relying on baiting Drain Punch, not Payback. But very good to know. I'll have to figure out, yeah, okay. Because, yeah, notably, Payback is based on you acting first and not necessarily you doing damage. So I am kind of wondering if I air stall for one additional turn with Ledian. No, because swapping to Slowbro is the last turn of Tailwind. It's set up Tailwind, use Encore, U-turn to Excadrill. Sorry, no, it's Encore, set up Tailwind, U-turn to Excadrill, KO with Iron Head, swap to Slowbro. Okay, never mind, we're fine. Yeah, Tailwind wears off once we come out into Beware. So once we KO Beware, the next thing that outspeeds and kills Slowbro is always Manectric. From full HP, it sees a kill with Thunderbolt. Love to see that. So what we are going to do is it's going to go for Thunderbolt. We're going to swap to that Excadrill. Now, the nice thing about the Citrus Berry is, again, we always stay above HP Grass range, but we should always be in Flamethrower range. It is possible that we are in Magnet Rise range. Thankfully, that is not an issue. If we have too much HP, it just requires us to do one extra switch around, which is not a problem. So we swap to Excadrill on Thunderbolt. It should see kill with Flamethrower. We are going to swap to Slowbro. It sees kill with Thunderbolt. We swap to Excadrill. We are only going to use Slowbro once here. Now the thing is, this Manectric has Life Orb. Life Orb does 10% of its max HP and recoil every time it attacks. Can someone post a message really quick? I might need to adjust where Miss May is sitting on the, oh wait, I can post a message. Beep boop. Or can I? Test. Okay, yeah, she is in the right spot. Okay. So the thing is, Life Orb does 10% of its max HP every turn. However, at 199 HP, Manectric takes 19 damage per tick. So it actually takes 11 turns of Life Orb recoil before Manectric gets KO'd to its own Life Orb. Now, what we want to do is we swap to Slowbro, it baits T-Bolt, we swap back to Excadrill. We don't swap back to Slowbro because if Flamethrower crits either time, our HP could get low enough to potentially bait Hidden Power Grass, and things get a lot less consistent then. Now, the thing is, once we're on Excadrill, we bait Thunderbolt, we swap to Arcanine, who takes at most 8.6% from Flamethrower. Notably, getting hit by Flamethrower will thaw Arcanine. We then bait Thunderbolt. We swap back to Excadrill. We bait Flamethrower. We swap back to Arcanine. Repeat this process until it has taken 7 ticks of Life Orb damage. We could potentially do 8, but I believe the safest version of this line is with 7 ticks. Once that happens, we swap back to Excadrill. Thunderbolt is in the top slot, notably, so it has boosted PP. We bait Flamethrower into Altaria, who has been pre-burned. So it doesn't matter if we get burned. We swap to Altaria. We bait Thunderbolt. We Mega Evolve. Thunderbolt now does less than half of our max HP. So 2 ticks of burn plus critical hit Thunderbolt is less than 50% of our max HP. So Roost always fully heals us off of all damage except for end of turn burn damage. We sit on Manectric for 3 turns clicking Roost. So that way Manectric KOs itself, so we are at like 92 point something % HP. We could potentially manually KO Manectric with Mega Altaria, but we don't want to do that, so that way we can have as much HP as possible. And ideally we want to have 2 or so Roosts in the tank, just in case we get bad RNG later in the fight. Now, we are Mega Altaria, so we are functionally full HP. Even though we don't show a kill to Silvally, we do 98.2%, it is virtually impossible for Silvally to see a kill on us. So, it will instead go for Azumarill. Azumarill will always see kill with specifically Play Rough because we will be at nearly full HP. It clicks Play Rough. We swap to Arcanine, who always lives Play Rough. Arcanine has a Citrus Berry, so from all of those hits it took from Manectric, it never drops into a range where it could die to critical hit Play Rough. It will then see that it can kill us with Aqua Tail and Aqua Jet, but we're faster than it, so it wants to go for Aqua Jet. we swap to Eldegoss. It goes for an Aqua Jet, using up its Water Gem. Turn 1 of Eldegoss being on the field because of the Miracle Seed, we show it a one-hit KO with Leaf Storm. Its Water Gem is now gone. So we are going to take the first Aqua Jet and then this second Aqua Jet while we click Synthesis, and then on the following turn, we one-hit KO with Leaf Storm. A critical hit Aqua Jet at that point does at most 25% of our max HP, which is fine, because it is more than enough to never show Silvally Pursuit. And even if it hit Pursuit, and we swapped out, and it crit, it wouldn't kill us. So, it's gonna click Multi-Attack, which only does 20 to 24% to Altaria. Altaria is still burned, so it is swap to Altaria, click Roost, click Moonblast, click Roost, click Moonblast. And that should get us around worst possible RNG. That's the line. That's why it is incredibly long. Okay. So, let's say we run it. Also, I need to text my wife to ask her for coffee. Also, I need to text someone else really quickly. Sorry, chat. Thank you for your patience. Texting my wife. Key, please. You gotta know how to ask her right. So you gotta say Cobb P, please. Okay. Oh, she left my controller charger plugged into her LAN. Oh, don't be a diva. You! No! I knocked so much shit over. I'm good at being a live streamer, chat, I promise. Alright. I enjoyed the New Year's stream, by the way. Thank you, Rose. Also, hi. I don't know if you just rolled in. Second text for second coffee. Alright. So, let's say... Oh, that's the wrong thing. Open volume mixer. Pause that. Unmute this. A bit less epic sounding. Alright. I feel like I'm getting a lot more creative with my lines these days. I feel like I'm really starting to kind of figure this game out a little. There's Hamilton. And we need Marps. And we need Excadrill. And we need Slowbro. And we need Altaria. And we need Eldegoss. I'm just curious about something really quickly. Payback. Okay, switching in does not count as an action. Good. Just want to make sure that I don't get hit by payback for switching. The most fun lines are the ones where you do silly stuff early just to engineer a very specific situation that lets you be really efficient later on. Exactly. We are only using Altaria against Manectric because it lets us pre-Mega Evolve it before we fight Silvally. Genuinely, that is the only reason Altaria is coming in. Otherwise, we would just KO Manectric with Arcanine. So we are going to first apply freeze. My wife is here with Cub P. Chat exclamation mark, thank you, Mint Mod. You liking the movie so far? What's it about?
So...
Chat for context, my girlfriend's husband recommended my wife a movie to watch.
It's true.
I love being polyamorous, it's funny.
So it's paparazzi. It's an actor who's getting, like, literally harassed by these, like, 5 paparazzi dudes.
Mm-hmm.
Who are taking, like, pictures of his kid and his wife.
Mm-hmm.
They harass him to the point of making him crash. Like, one of their cars T-bones him.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously injures his wife, puts the little kid, like, 10-year-old in a coma.
Mm.
And they are still harassing him. While he is recovering, they're spinning lies about him, rumors, etc. It's a revenge flick. One of them is already dead. And I can't wait to see the rest of them go. They are shit.
Oop. I forgot to apply status. Well, I'm glad you're having fun, babe. So we're going to apply burn. I accidentally clicked B. To Sterling. Hashtag burnling. Now, we are going to equip Arcanine and Excadrill with citrus berries. Citrus. Citrus. Yeah, Turtle, how are you doing? You having a good day? I hope you're having a good day. You deserve to have a good day. We need a twisty spoon. Spoon, which is certifiably twisted. We can give Marps the silver powder. I have to rely on the cold certainty of math. I can't be getting cold feet this close to the fight. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be literally fine. And Miracle Seed. Probably the single most valuable item we've used to this entire run so far, by the way, is the fucking Miracle Seed. One thing has gone on so many sets. It's going to be fine. You're right, Sylvie. It's going to be fine. We're going to have an awesome time. We're going to beat these 2 fights, and then we are going to get 2 fun encounters. I really have to question what I want to do for the Safari Zone, because I keep warbling back and forth. Because, like, I want to... There's an encounter table I want to pull on, and there's an encounter table I should pull on. I should try to get Caracosta or Dreadnought, specifically because they would increase my odds of getting a Lowland Muck or Dragonite later. But there is one encounter table where there is a 15% chance, it's technically greater than that, because I have a lot of things pulled on it, to get Larvitar or Pupitar. And I think Tyranitar would do a lot for our box because we are really hurting for rock types. But I also know it's like an incredibly greedy thing to want. And you know, if I don't get it, the hits aren't awful. There's only one really bad hit in Diggersby. But I do also have to acknowledge getting Caracosta or Dreadnought is in fact a rock type. And if I don't get those 2, I get Blastoise, who has a Mega, which is what I should do. Okay. So we are past these 2. PBH, every time I've had a Tyranitar, I feel like it does nothing. That's fair. I'm looking at Lilicalc Rival, and I'm seeing that Galarian Articuno, and I just feel like it would make for such an incredible counter, because, like, the only move it could hit it with is Hurricane, and Hurricane only does 30% to Hamilton, who has a worse, like, Hisuian Arcanine has a SPDEF of like 80, and Tyranitar has a SPDEF of 100. OMG, that rival fight. Yep, we're coming up to it soon. I've tried looking at the calcs, and there's a lot. So, we have Arcanine with Citrus Berry, who is pre-frozen. We have a Ledian with Silver Powder. We have an Excadrill with a Citrus Berry. We have a Slowbro with Twisted Spoon. We have a pre-burned Altaria with Altarianite. And we have an Eldegoss with a Miracle Seed. Let's do it. Alright. First up, Granbull versus Arcanine. Hamilton is pre-frozen to prevent Thunder Wave. Low Kick does more damage than Super Fang by 2% minimum. We are going to swap to Ledian to bait Low Kick. Low Kick. We are faster than Granbull, so we are going to use Encore to lock it into Low Kick. This is turn 1 of Encore. Turn 2 of Encore. By dropping Granbull's defense with Rock Smash, it means that we are able to free up Excadrill's item slot for a Citrus Berry instead of using a Metal Coat. Turn 3 of Encore. Rock Smash. The second Rock Smash is to kind of air stall. Okay. Encore has worn off. We are going to use Encore. We are now going to set up Tailwind. We are only using Tailwind to change the switch in order. We are not even using it to, like, outspeed things. And for our final trick with Marps, we click U-turn. Okay. Our Gyros is going to come in and take a Low Kick. It does at most like 51% without crit. Critical hit. Procs our Citrus Berry. This is what we wanted to free up that held item slot for. Encore has ended. That is fine. We kill with Iron Head. Bonk. We are now faster than everything on their team, so the first thing on their side that sees a slow kill on us is Beware. I believe... Okay, no. It doesn't see payback. Yeah, so it's going to go for Drain Punch. We are going to swap Argyros to Kalen. Drain Punch. And Tailwind Peta's out. Payback against Slowbro does at most 27.7%. We are, and if it crits, it does like, you know, like low 40s. Point is, we cannot be 2-hit KO'd by Payback from our current position, I believe. We are going to click Future Sight. Yeah. No, wait, no, we slack off first. Yeah, we slack off because that gets us to full health. Sorry. Remembering to do this right. It used Protect too, also an option. Again, thankfully, Future Sight ignores Protect. Goes for Payback. It is faster than us, so it does damage, but not that much. 2 turns until the bomb goes off. We are clicking Slack Off. One turn until the bomb goes off. We are clicking Slack Off. You cannot protect yourself for what is coming, beware. It has been foretold. Alright. Next up, third thing in line, Manectric. It wants to kill us with Thunderbolt. We are going to swap to Excadrill. Because of that Citrus Berry, our HP is at the value where we always bait Flamethrower on our Gyros, never Grass Knot. Notably, I think we also don't, or it's not Grass Knot, it's Hidden Power Grass, right? Yeah, it's Hidden Power Grass. And notably, our HP is low enough that we don't even have to worry about a Magnet Rise turn. But right now, it's going for Thunderbolt, so we need to swap to a Ground type. Now, the main thing you need to keep in mind is that blanking moves does not cause Life Orb Chip. So, we are now going to swap back to Kalen for the first turn. Future Sight is one of the rare moves where you can ask if a certain interaction will work in your favor, and the answer is nearly always yes. I was gonna say, we are going to swap back to Kalen, because Kalen can always take at least one Flamethrower and then consistently bait the moves we want to bait. So, this is Life Orb Tick number 1. We do not care if we get crit, we do not care if we get burned. Okay. I'm going to start clicking on my little thing here to keep track. We are going to swap back to Argyros. Thunderbolt. We are going to swap to Arcanine for Life Orb Tick number 2. Flamethrower does at most 8% without crit. And it thaws us from being frozen. It's going to go for Thunderbolt. We are going to swap to Argyros. It is going to go for Flamethrower. We are going to swap to Hamilton. This is Life Orb Tick number 3. Also notably, we can never be burned because we are a fire type. It is going to go for Thunderbolt. You know how this goes. I am announcing all of the turns so that way I do not fuck it up. Okay. It is going to go for Flamethrower. We are going to swap to Arcanine. We have 2 more swaps to Arcanine, I believe. That was tick number 4. Back to Argyros. We are going to swap. Pre-freezing so you can't be burned on a swap into a fire move is also a really nice tech. I'd never considered that. Swap to Hammy. This is tick number 5. No, we have 2 more swaps after this one. This is Life Orb Tick number 5. Because of a rounding error, Manectric requires 11 hits to kill itself with Life Orb instead of 10. We are going to swap back to Argyros. Hamilton can never be taken to a range low enough to bait Hidden Power Grass without first proccing its Citrus Berry. Tick number 6. Okay. This is... So we have 1 more swap to Arcanine. Life Orb Tick number 7. Hamilton. It's right above Citrus Berry range. That's fine. Player from Azumarill does at most like 37% anyways. We are going to swap Hamilton back to Argyros. We would go to Sterling, but we want to swap Sterling in on a Flamethrower instead of a Thunderbolt. So swap to Argyros. Okay. Swapping to Sterling. This is Life Orb tick number 8. It now sees that it does 50% with Thunderbolt because we are a flying type. We are going to Mega Evolve to stop being a flying type. Click that, click Roost. So now we only take 25% without crit. We are pre-burned, so we cannot be paralyzed. Okay. 2 more Roosts. Thunderbolt can never do more than half of our max HP. Click Roost. It does not need to be alive for us to get the benefit of Roost. Because we are at virtually full HP, we are going to next bait in Azumarill, who sees a slow KO with Play Rough. Clicking over to Azumarill, Mega Altaria. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it always goes for Play Rough. I don't think there's ever a scenario where it goes for, like, Aqua Jet here, because we don't show a kill on it. So, we are going to swap Sterling to Hamilton. Hamilton takes at most 24.7% from Play Rough without crit. With crit, it is 37.1. Trust in the cold certainty of math, April. Trust in the cold certainty of math. Cold certainty of math for the win. Procs or Citrus Berry. Does not matter that our attack gets dropped. Okay. Hamilton does only shows a kill to Aqua Tail and Aqua Jet. It wants to go for Aqua Jet because it is a priority move. We are going to swap to Pari. Perfect. Aqua Jet does at most 24% without crit. Okay. We could kill it straight away, but because it sees that we have an OHKO on it with the Leaf Storm... Hold on, let me confirm something. Yep, it never sees a kill with Play Rough, so we don't need to worry about the 10% chance it goes for that. It no longer has its Water Gem. So, to make sure that we have as much HP as possible when Silvally comes out, we are first going to click Synthesis. Never drops us below half. And with the power of the Miracle Seed, Leaf Storm is a one-hit KO. We're not done yet. All right, here comes Silvally. Because we have created circumstances such that Silvally is the last thing to come in, it cannot click Explosion. Honestly, Hannah, I try to use it as a mantra to keep me grounded. Because at this point, the fear is that I don't understand the cold certainty of math, that I've done the math wrong. Now, we have enough HP to never bait pursuit, so it's always going to go for multi-attack here. We are going to swap Pari for Sterling. Sterling takes at most 24% from multi-attack without crit. Good. We take a little bit of burn. We're going to take another one of those, so to make sure that we are topped off, we are clicking Roost. Since it's faster than us, we want to make sure that we don't get cheesed. Okay. We click Moonblast. I don't think we need to click Roost, so we can just Moonblast. Because we don't take burn damage at end of turn. Multi-attack does at most 77 damage. Yeah, we're fine. That's with crit. Yeah. Nothing to cheese here. Don't ever complicate it, April. A crit. And our own crit. Funny. Jesus. Okay. Feels good to get that one done with. Holy shit. Okay. I'm actually just gonna go into the Safari Zone, because I think as long as we put our Pokemon in the Safari PC, they get healed. So that kind of makes things a little easier on us. But I am so glad to get that fight done with. I'm pretty sure that was a perfectly watertight line, but there is so much mechanical complexity that I'm always nervous that I've got at least a little something fucked up. But thankfully I did not. Did have to use up both of my citruses, which is sad, but hardly the worst thing in the world. Okay, move Pokemon. Yeah, here, let's just do this should get them all healed, I think. The fights that give the most anxiety are the ones that are riskless. Genuinely, though. Like, genuinely, actually. Confirming that Eldegoss now has full HP. Run and Bun can be played like a normal Pokemon game, or is the Nuzlocke built in? You can absolutely play it normally. There are some inbuilt mechanics, like the level caps, so like you can't over-level or something. But yeah, you can absolutely play Run and Bun like a standard Pokemon game that's just really difficult. And honestly, I think enforced level cap is fun. Riskless must be too good to be true. Hey, Izzy. Welcome to stream. Okay. Now, the real nice thing is that we should have the next line already cooked up. Not only do we have the next line cooked up, I think it's actually also like a 4-guy line. God Knight Sweatpants. Okay, so we're up against a Trick Room team, which is funny. And you know what, chat? We're using fucking Encore Ledian again. This route has been this has been Ledian's zone, is the past, couple of fights. I'm very glad that Marps is finally seeing some use. Okay, don't get too crazy, Sylvie. Ledian has been nice. It has been nice to have a guy who gets Encore and U-turn in Tailwind, all without scales. But Goat, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Though I will say having a plus defense Ledian is really nice. It'd be better if it was plus special defense, but the bulkier this thing can be, the better. Now, for this fight, we need Turtonator. We need Ledian. We need Excadrill. And I believe we need Zoroark. And then, in addition, I would like... We'll bring Kecleon and Corviknight as our last two. Also feels like it was the right play to take Rock Smash over Defog. I was gonna say, like, because Tailwind was definitely mandatory, I think. And, like, Encore, it's literally our only guy with Encore. We're not getting rid of that. That's what makes Ledian good. And yeah, it's like, it's just so nice because it can set it up and it can get out. Oh no, I was thinking of Rock Smash over U-Turn. That's what it was. And like, U-Turn isn't mandatory necessarily, but it's a nice option to have. Okay, so the team we're up against is a Trick Room team. They wanna do some tricky shit. And this line is actually only possible. It's probably not only possible, but it definitely helps because Ledian has U-Turn. So, first things first, Mimikyu here has Play Rough, Shadow Claw, Trick Room, and Swords Dance, and it's holding an Iron Ball, so that way it's slower for when Trick Room happens. Now, the way that the game sees priority for Trick Room is +10 if Trick Room is not currently active. If you are not the fastest, like if there are guys on the field who are slower than you, it is instead +5, I believe. And I believe it's -20 if, here. I need to, like, pull up the thing you sent me recently, Hannah. Hold on. Let me get that open. Boop. Bip. Trainer battles, roundabout responses. Where's the AI doc? Trainer battles. Oh, or is it in, like... Did I open it under a different thing? No. It's not a Google Doc. It's like definitely a spreadsheet. Hold on. Oh, it probably is set to just like made by me spreadsheets is what's happening. Yeah, owned by anyone. There we go. Oh, no. Like I said, it's not owned by me. Weird. Did I open it on a different account? Where the fuck is it? I definitely know I have this thing. Or is it a Google Doc? It's a Google Doc, that's why. Okay. Owned by anyone. AI Doc. There we go. Alright. So. Trick Room. So, if the AI or the AI's partner are slower than any of the my Pokemon on the field, Trick Room is +10 usage priority. Otherwise, it is just a flat +5, which means it is always less than what's the word? Minimum damage or highest damage. There are some left-hand turns that instead of taking left at a light, you continue going and then take a U-turn at a specific junction. Haha. Okay. Now, here's what we're relying on. So, Turtonator is slower than Mimikyu, which means Mimikyu doesn't want to click Trick Room. Now, if we freeze Turtonator, you might note that Mimikyu does not see a kill with Play Rough or Shadow Claw. If we're frozen, setup moves have +6 to their AI. The setup moves by default, if you don't have setup control, have +6 to their AI. If you are incapacitated because you are asleep or frozen, they get an additional +3, which means highest usage priority for Play Rough is +8. Swords Dance is a minimum +9. Now you might be thinking, well, April, setup moves are scary. Trick Room isn't up. Mimikyu is slow as fuck thanks to that Iron Ball. We send out Turtonator, turn 1, swap to Ledian on Swords Dance. Encore Mimikyu into Swords Dance. U-turn Ledian into Excadrill. Wait, hold on. Swords Dance, Encore, U-turn. Ooh, hold on, Hannah, wait. Hannah, if the AI is at +6 with a, like a stat, does it stop, like, could Swords Dance trigger, post-KO switch AI? Or, like, not post-KO switch AI. Well, actually, hold on, let me see. Excadrill, you don't do enough to Reunculus. You do enough to Aromatise. Like, no, because the Encore would. The Encore end? No, it wouldn't. But yeah, Hannah. So if if Mimikyu gets to +6 attack, but it's Encored into Swords Dance, is it able to swap out? I don't think Mimikyu switching in that scenario is necessarily bad. I think it's recoverable. Next thing you play rough, which, yeah, it's kind of awkward. That'd be an ineffective move. Well, shit. Okay. It's not necessarily awful. I suppose I just need to consider the situation. Because the original idea was it's locked into Swords Dance, Excadrill comes in, gets off Ironhead. But I suppose swap to Ledina's turn 1, use Encore's turn 2. That's true. Unfortunately, it's not quite strong enough to show 2-hit KO to Reunculus. In theory, if I used Life Orb, then yeah, we definitely have it. Do I need Life Orb for someone else? No. It's also theoretically Corviknight. Oh, that's Ironhead, not Brave Bird. I'm gonna give Corviknight Life Orb. Because at that point, outspeed 2-hit KO, outspeed 2-hit KO. Yeah, that can do it. Because it would be that... Yeah, because I would need Life Orb instead of Metal Coat. Yeah, because I don't think I want Life Orb on Excadrill. I would prefer it on someone else. Because you still bait Psychic. No, you bait Thunder. Yeah, we specifically need Excadrill who baits Thunder against Reunculus. So, I guess let me look at the versions of the line. Because the idea here is, okay, Mimikyu doesn't switch, Excadrill hits the field. Excadrill one-hit KOs with Ironhead. Aromatise obviously sees that Excadrill outspeeds and one-hit KOs with Ironhead, so they send in Reunculus. Reunculus sees that we don't KO it, and it doesn't KO us, so turn 1, it wants to set up Trick Room, because it's minimum +10 usage priority. So we get off an Ironhead while it sets up Trick Room. Turn 2, it goes for Psychic. We swap to Zoroark. Zoroark takes no damage from Psychic. With Black Glasses, Sucker Punch does 67%, on top of the 42 from Excadrill. KO's Reunculus, easy style. At that point, Aromatisse comes up. Trick Room is already on the field. It's going to go for a Moonblast to try to kill Zoroark, because obviously. So we swap to Excadrill, who can take Moonblast. It uses up its Fairy Gem. Yeah, uses up its Fairy Gem. Excadrill can 2-hit KO it with Iron Head. Now, if we're in a situation where we KO Ryunculus after Mimikyu swapped to it. I mean, the answer could be to just beat Aromatisse with something else. 37%, 39%. Yeah, Corviknight's arguably better at it. Thankfully Moonblast drops special attack, not special defense. Cause, okay, let's say yeah. So if we give Excadrill Life Orb, that would stop the switching. We would take 10%, 20%, would never obviously drop us low enough to cause issues with Ryunculus. It would only ever go for Psychic into Excadrill if for whatever reason it didn't want to set up Trick Room. Zoro kills. Brings in Aromatisse, who sees kill, or Trick Room. Yeah. I think we can just beat Aromatisse with Corviknight with Metal Coat. Hell, we don't even need Metal Coat. We can just 2-hit KO with Iron Head, like... Because, like... Yeah, because it'll be... The last turn of Trick Room, it sees a kill on Zoroark. We swap to Corviknight. So Trick Room has worn off. It now sees that we fast 2-hit KO it with Iron Head. It'll either go for Moonblast or reset up Trick Room. And then we just KO with Iron Head. Yeah, we're fine. Okay. So equip Exca with Life Orb. Equip Corv with Metal Coat. Equip Zoro with Black Glasses. Bring... So I guess... Bring... Keckle as 6th. And Kecleon can honestly just have, like, Silk Scarf. Maybe a Citrus Berry, I don't know. I'm trying to think of, like, doing Fake Out or something. You die to that. Does Aroma Veil prevent flinching? I don't think it does. Pokemon with this ability cannot be affected by Attract, Disable, Encore, Heal, Block, Taunt, or Torment. Interesting. Hannah, am I correct, though, in that Mimikyu always goes for Swords Dance turn 1 against Frozen Turtonator? Because Trick Room is 5, Play Rough max is at +8, Swords Dance is minimum +9. Set up. So Swords Dance. Okay. Offensive setup. So default is +6. Your Pokemon is incapacitated, frozen with no thawing moves. Overheat is not a thawing move. I did look this up. I will confirm. Its only extra effect is that, yeah, it drops your special attack. Yeah. AI is slower and is 2-hit KO by your Pokemon, which is not the case, obviously. Interesting. It gets disincentivized once it's at +2 or higher. 1 second. Defensive setup. Yeah. But yeah, so this says additional +3, so it should be minimum +9. Okay. Yeah, so I actually don't think we give Corviknight... Because, I mean, like, what? It's a critical hit Moonblast into either a second non-Fairy Gem boosted Moonblast. So I have to think about the turn order here. So it's a Moonblast on the turn we swap in. That's the end of Trick Room. If I click Iron Head, I take a second Moonblast, but I outspeed. Or I click Iron Head, it sets up Trick Room. And then on the next turn, either I outspeed and kill, or it gets in the second Moonblast because Trick Room's up. Yeah, so I'm only ever taking 2 Moonblasts on Corviknight. And Moonblast drops special attack, not special defense. Yep, special attack. Okay. Trick Room would not be a +10 because Turtonator is slower than Mimikyu. That's the idea. We're 58. Mimikyu, even with Iron Ball, is 64. So that sets Trick Room at +5 instead. So it wants to go for Swords Dance, which we can lock it into with Ledian. And then it gets in the second Swords Dance when we click Encore, and then it gets the third Swords Dance in when we click U-turn, so it won't be at ineffective moves yet. Then by the time it would be ineffective, Excadrill is already on the field with Life Orb, threatening fast 1-hit KO to Aromatisse and fast 2-hit KO to Riunculus. Oh, that's right. We're hitting Riunculus not with Iron Head, we're hitting it with high horsepower to prevent it from, because we don't want to accidentally flinch it. Because we're basing this line around Riunculus setting up Trick Room, which it should always do. Yeah. Cool. Okay. I think that's the line. So I guess I'm just wondering, do I even bother? T-Lore, how's it going? We did our first big, annoying, difficult fight of the night, and now we're about to do our second, I think, less nightmarish fight. It's still definitely kind of complicated, but also, do I maybe just want to have Arcanine instead of Kecleon, honestly? Like, yeah, Arcanine's a lot better at bulking Aromatisse. We'll bring Arcanine. Yeah, it does 50% with Flare Blitz. Back-to-back free wins, surely, I believe. It should be. I believe this is perfectly consistent, but it's a strat I've never tried before, so I'm a little scared that I don't fully understand it. But I believe it should be good. Excadrill. Zoroark. Also, rare day where Felice gets a kill. Good for him. Corviknight, where are you? Also, just making sure priority moves function properly in Trick Room, right? It doesn't somehow fuck up Prio. I already have Corv on the team. I already have Corv on the team. I think that's just Psychic Terrain. I'm almost certain that it is, but you never know. Priority moves work normally, yeah. Good to know. Okay. Sybil does not need an item. So. Tools. Scripting. Load recent script. Pre-freeze. Slot 1. Good. It doesn't matter what we give Marps. May as well give it like the silver powder or something. I mean, like, yeah, what? Accidentally comment on move somehow. Give it a citrus berry just in case. Gyros needs a life orb. Felice needs black glasses. Willow. I don't think Willow needs the metal coat is the thing, because, like, she 2-hit KOs with Iron Head anyways. So, like, maybe I just give her, like, I don't know. Yeah, I'll do the metal coat. Should be fine. Because it's a wasted citrus berry if she doesn't need it, right? And Hamilton will just give the charcoal in case it needs to hit something really hard with Flare Blitz. Okay. Confirming the Turtonator is in fact 58 speed. It's also currently not holding an item. Which is good, we want this. Yeah, it's Mimikyu. Yep. Overheat never is a fast 2-hit KO, so it should always be Swords Dance. Yep, 58. Okay. If you're swapping a damage modifying held item, what do you mean? Make sure it doesn't change the AI behavior? Yeah, no, I already knew that. I was taking off the held item. I was just making sure, like, yeah, Turtonator never shows enough damage to Mimikyu. Even then, it has the ability to disguise, so I don't think it can see us getting a fast 1-hit KO on it anyways. And the slow 2-hit KO obviously isn't anything. And we don't have a fast 2-hit KO. Don't be so nervous all the time, April. It's unbecoming. Vibe check. Sybil, speed, slower than Mimikyu, pre-frozen. Marps, citrus berry, faster than Mimikyu, has encore. Argyros has life orb to show fast 2-hit KO to Riunculus. I double-checked disguise before. I double-checked disguise before, even with the disguise up. It would see you kill it. Hold on. Oh, interesting. So it doesn't. A disguise doesn't affect AI behavior in the same way that something like a focus sash would. Counter / mirror coat. Oh yeah, interesting. AI doesn't have sturdy / focus sash active. Huh. Movie done, fun revenge flick. I'm glad you liked it, babe. But yeah, just confirming, looking at this screen, Turtonator is slower than Mimikyu and only does like a max of 65% with overheat. So it should never see like a situation here. And Mimikyu never sees a kill on it. Okay. We should be fine. Again, I get worried because it's like a strat I've never tested before. Felice has black glasses, Willow has metal coat, Hamilton has charcoal. Cool. You weren't expecting a random Chris Rock cameo in a movie from before Blu-rays existed? Alright. Say hello to Pokefan Vanessa. Out comes Mimikyu. Out comes Sybil. Because we are frozen, Mimikyu gets a +3 to set up with Swords Dance. Because we are slower, it gets only +5 to Trick Room, which means that Swords Dance at +9 is always higher than highest damage move. We are going to swap Sybil to Marps. Swords Dance, good. Okay. We are now faster than Mimikyu. We are going to encore it into Swords Dance. Disguise doesn't stop like encore, right? That would be stupid. Hold on, I just need to... I'm suddenly... Yeah. Yeah, nothing. First hit it takes in battle does 0 neutral damage. Its disguise is broken. It loses an eighth of its max HP. Confused all springs disguise. Nothing about stopping side effects like encore. I'm pretty sure someone would have told me that a while ago. Okay, that's Swords Dance number 2. And now, before it gets off Swords Dance number 3, we are going to U-turn to break its disguise to get to Argyros. Pop. Swords Dance number 3. Encore is still up, so it can only Swords Dance. We are faster than it. However, because of Life Orb, we do enough damage to everything in the back, so it never switches to anything in the back. We are going to click Iron Head. Ebonk. We show 1-hit KO to Aromatisse, so next in should be Riunculus. Alright, because it is slower than us, because we do not show it a kill, and it does, because we aren't showing a kill on it, and it isn't seeing a kill on us, it sees +10 with Trick Room, so it wants to use Trick Room this turn. We are going to use that as an opportunity to get in free damage with high horsepower. This is turn 1 of Trick Room. I should confirm that. Trick Room is 4 turns, right? Including the turn it's set up. For 5 turns! Okay! Slightly different than how I thought it was going to work. I think we're fine. We just need to use Argyros against Aromatisse to make sure it doesn't set up Nasty Plot. So, that's right, it's only valid for 4 turns, essentially. Okay. So, a bit awkward, but I don't think this is that much of an issue. So, it is now faster than us. It sees that its highest damaging move is Psychic. We are going to swap Argyros to Felice. It is not Hamilton, it is Zoroark. And, thanks to Black Glasses, Sucker Punch does like a fuck lot of damage. Okay, so that was turn 2, so we have 1, 2, 3 more turns. Well, hey there, beautiful. Okay. So right now, Aromatisse sees a 1-hit KO on Felice with Moonblast. So I think to navigate around this, the original plan was to just swap to Corviknight. Excadrill shows it a slow 1-hit KO with Iron Head, so we are just going to use it as an extra pivot. So, swap Hamilton. Just confirming, Argyros has 197. Moonblast does at most 144 with crit. So yeah, we are going to swap to, I wonder, Marps? Well, Marps doesn't show enough damage. Yeah. Okay, so we swap to Orgiros. Because this thing has nasty plots. We don't want it to set that up. That uses up its fairy gem. Okay. It sees that highest damaging move is Moonblast. Notably, we are slower than it. I actually think we might just want to stay in with Orgiros and, click Ironhead. Hold on, I need to do some math. How much recoil do we take from Life Orb? Calculator. So we have 245 max HP divided by 10 is 24. So we have 113 minus 24 drops us to 89. Highest roll on crit Moonblast without Fairy Gem is 90 something. So yeah, we do not want to click an attack here. So, set up Trick Room, swap to Zoroark, KO'd with Sucker Punch, swapped to Excadrill. We're back on lines. We just need to swap to Corviknight. Moonblast. Alright, Twisted Dimensions return to normal. We are going to click Ironhead. It's either going to Moonblast again or it's going to reset up Trick Room. We have a Metal Coat, that's why. I'm like, why'd that do so much damage? And it flinched. Cool. Lily Cove City, baby! Oh, fucking finally! Okay. Epic. Oh. A slight hiccup there in the middle, but thankfully nothing too serious. Yeah, no, I'm really glad I got that Life Orb. But first... So, Oranberry. 2 Starfberries. What is the yield on a Starfberry? Held items. Online sets, Selec. Biggie, Pomeg, Hondu, Chulane, Oga, Corn. Control F, STAR, F. Starfberry is 2 to 4, which I think is actually 1 to 3. Oh, okay, there were even more citrus berries. Nice. Small yield on that one, but that's fine. We are currently pretty loaded. And, you know, a max roll, so that's fine. And at last, the one Custat berry. Now, I was informed that we can just walk into Lily Cove, that as long as we don't go to the department store, we do not need to worry about proccing Rival. So I'm going to do that, and if I get encountered, I get to reload, because fuck that, I was misinformed. You have to interact with the Rival to start the fight. That's so good. Okay. You can literally run headlong into Rival and it's cool. Good to know. Good job, Sybil. Way to be frozen. I'd like to think that was a really creative way to do that line. My original plan was to show Mimikyu a fast kill by like pre-damaging and paralyzing someone and swapping Garchomp into a Shadow Claw to break Disguise. But I decided to go with that instead. Gives you a text box to confirm the fight. Even if you speak to them, exceedingly kind. That's very good. So, before we go running around Lily Cove and grabbing stuff, I need to use the bathroom. So, I'm going to do that. So, enjoy the nice Lily Cove City music. I will be back in like 5 minutes. All right, chat, who's ready to hit the dopamine wheel? That's right, baby. It's time. So, Hannah, I feel like I might be crazy. I feel like I heard somewhere that, like, Safari balls are essentially Master Balls, right? They're like a guaranteed catch in this. Yep, they just catch? Okay. So that's nice. That means I don't need to do any preparing on that front. So before we get into that, let's do our round of talking to everyone in town. And sipping my delicious wife-made coffee. Be a rare Pokemon that live only in this area. Boom, 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 boom. Planets Makes Mysteries by the Sea. Deep Underwater Trench. Already talked to you. She's not gonna fight me, right? She's chill? Saving the game? Reserving the right to, if I oopsie into a fight, I am allowed to walk it back. Ugly Stripes at Mount Pyre. I think they're up to no good. Got some patches of grass that I am not going to fuck with. Oh, berry blender. Oh, fuck, it's the boy squad. They're like mixing. They're like mixing stuff at the record center, but what gets mixed up? Right now, I'm getting these boys mixed up. I have mixed these boys up in every dong-dang direction. Master Pokeblocks. Are you ready? If you look at Pokeblocks, you see the rain around they feel. A good Pokeblock has a low feel rating and a high level. Pokemon can more, yada yada. It's like actually how to make Pokeblocks. Alright, chat, what if we use that cool little custard berry we've got to make a Pokeblock? Actually, I assume you don't get berry tags in this, right? You do! Cute. Because Custap is before these games, or came into existence after these games, didn't it? Mickle, Custap. Yeah, I think these are just the regular. They don't have the special arts. God, could you imagine? No items. Tower somewhere out there on the sea route. It's called Sky Pillar. Until they finish banging the ferry, so there's nothing new. I wish they could move on. Okay. Just went in there. Pokeblock case time. You can kind of give me a case of Pokeblocks. Okay, so I'll assume that's where I get them. I do gotta say, it is cute, though, that once you beat Shell, like, she's like, yeah, fuck it. I should go do, like, contests or something. And then she leaves to go do contests. Okay. Welcome to this Pokemon contest. Enter a contest with one of our friends. No. Please give me a Pokeblock case. There we go. Nice. Dumb question. Does it come with Pokeblocks? Because I know that we need some. It does not. Okay. Love that her end battle. Yeah, I know. Go step on a Pokeblock. It's really cute. So I have to make my own Pokeblock if I'm to try to use the feeders in the Safari Zone, right? The question is, dry, sweet, bitter, sour. So what is the defense boosting one? Okay, so we need to make a decision. You all can't see the spreadsheet, but I'm gonna pull it up on my end. Now, Lily Cove City has our last chance to get a Lowland Muck before Pyre Tag. I don't know if we necessarily need it, but it is really good, you know? Now, thankfully, we do have a 40% chance to get it, which is nice. It's technically a bit higher because we have Electros that knocks off 5%, so it's 40 out of 95. So we have like a 46%, basically. 40, or not 46, like a 41. Sour is defense. Good to know. Okay. Now, we could increase those odds if, when we go to the Safari Zone, we try to get Caracosta or Dreadnought. Because on the encounter table, there's a 40% chance for Muck, a 10% chance for Caracosta, a 10% chance for Dreadnought, a 20% chance for Lantern, or a 15% chance for Dragonair. Now, I will say, Caracosta and Dreadnought are the only properly bad encounters in Lily Cove at this point. At the very least, you can scale, protect onto Caracosta. Like, they have their uses. They're just not that great at this point in the game. Caracosta is really good if you get it as a Tortuga at the start of the game. And it's just kind of lost that luster. Now, the thing is, in the Safari Zone, there is an encounter pool that is a... Where is it? So if we surfed, it would be a 30% chance for Caracosta, a 30% chance for Dreadnought, or a 20% chance for Blastoise. There's also a bugged implementation, which makes the boosted nature not completely uniform. Huh. How does that work? So the thing is, we would not be disappointed with Blastoise. You get Blastoise in Lily Cove City. That's not a bad get. Or if we get Caracosta or Dreadnought, that is a dupe for Lily Cove City. There is alternatively a version that actually leans towards getting Blastoise, where it's a 40% chance at Wartortle or Blastoise, a 30% chance at Caracosta, a 29% chance at Dreadnought, and a 1% chance at Grimer. Yeah. Honestly, fishing is probably the best one because we would love to get that 1% Grimer. I sent you the 2 relevant sections from the wiki that explain how it works. Thank you, Hannah. I can always rely on you. Okay, Due to an oddity in the programming of Pokeblock feeders, forced natures do not have a uniform distribution. This causes natures with higher ID numbers to be more common than natures with lower ID numbers. For example, a green bitter Pokeblock into the feeder forces an enthralling nature. Calm has an 8.7% chance to be forced. Gentle has 15.6 to be forced. Sassy has 27.66. I see. So... yeah, so like if you did bitter... Dislike flavor, spicy. Okay. Calm, gentle, sassy, careful in that order. Okay, got it. But it seems like it doesn't force neutral natures, which is interesting. So if we were to boost physical defense, the one that's most likely is lax. Boosting special defense would be kind of bad. And if we boosted attack, most likely be naughty, which is good. So the thing is, the alternative is we use one of the other safari routes and we instead just try to raw dog Muck right now. To go for defense boost is lax, yeah. And yes, boosting natures excludes neutral natures if you hit the 80%. That's interesting. Yeah, so chat, for context, if you put a Pokeblock into the feeder, it attracts Pokemon that likes that flavor 80% of the time, so better odds than Synchronize. Not guaranteed, notably. Oop. Sorry. 1 second, have to respond to a message. Sec. Hold on. It's so hard to type. Sorry. Something. Normally. Definitely. Something. Boop, boop. Okay. So the thought that I was having is Blastoise is a special attacker. Caracosta and Dreadnought are both physical attackers, I believe. Let me check. Be surprised if Caracosta wasn't. Yeah, Caracosta has an attack of 108, and Dreadnought definitely is a physical attacker. Yup, special attack of 48. So the thing is, what I was thinking is that because most of the Pokemon there are bulky, because the thing is, Blastoise is a special attacker, these two are physical attackers, obviously you don't want to get a +1 and then not the other. So I figured a good compromise could be to go for a defense boosting nature. So that way it's something that they would all definitely get some use out of. Though, notably, the primary defense boosting nature also decreases special defense, which would be a bit unfortunate because Blastoise is notably both physically and specially bulky. If I shoot for plus special attack, yeah, no, it's like, it makes Modest the most common one, which is great if I'm shooting for Blastoise, and really bad if I hit anything else. Oh wait, no, Modest is the least likely. Hold on. It'd be plus special attack, minus special defense. Yeah. Definitely not great. Okay, so in that case, if we went for plus special attack, it would still make them less bulky. Yeah, so it seems like the main thing to note here is that the most common thing is that you get a special defense decreasing nature. Unless you're going for special defense boosting, in which case it'd be special attack decreasing. Because, yeah. Because special defense shows up lowest on the index list for all of them. And I definitely don't want to do a special defense increasing. So, I don't know. Or the alternative is if we go for attack, Naughty is the most likely attack nature, which is actually pretty good. So the thing is, if we don't go for these, we could instead go for the desert encounter. I think that's Savari Zone North. Yeah. Savari Zone North has a 30% chance at Dawnfan, who's really good if you get it early game. It's still good late game, but you need to heart scale on like all of its good moves, which is unfortunate. Also Ground Box Lamau. So 30% chance at Dawnfan. 20% chance at Mudsdale. Mudsdale has two very relevant abilities. Tangling Hair is a slightly worse Cotton Down, and Inner Focus is Inner Focus. 20% chance for a member of the Trapinch line, so that's duped. A 15% chance to get either Larvitar or Pupitar. A 5% chance at Diggersby. A 5% chance at Maractus, and we have already blinked the 5% chance at a member of the Stoutland line. I've also heard that apparently Grookey's really good. If you happen to roll the 10% Grookey on the Savari Zone Northwest, this field and so less likely to go for boosting. Okay. That's true. We could just raw dog it. And now the question becomes, do we fish or do we surf? Because surfing gives us a 60% chance at one of the guys that's a dupe for Lilicalc, and a 20% chance for Blastoise. So out of 80, so it's like 60, 60, 20, I don't know. I've raw dogged every Safari encounter. Oh, God bless. If I was going for Desert Box, I would try to go for a plus attack nature, but yeah. Because I think I want to fish, because there is a 1% chance at a Lowland Grimer. If we fish, that means that we're actually, we can kind of save Lilicalc. We'll probably, you know, still fish in Lilicalc, but we could potentially do a grass encounter here, which would be funny. The only downside is that it is a 40% chance for Blastoise, so in a way it's not really a downside because Muck is still the most common thing in Lilicalc. I think I want to fish. Because, yeah, Wartortle, Blastoise, so yeah. 40% chance at a member of the Squirtle line, 30% chance for Caracosta, 29% chance for Dreadnought, 1% chance for Grimer. There's been times where Pokeblocking has made the most sense, plus special attack speed, looking for a Chlorophyllmon for Groudon. But yeah, in this table, I'm not sure it's worth. Okay. Alright then. Oh dear. I accidentally full screened. How do I unfull screen? There we go. That was scary. Okay. Yeah, fuck it. Let's rip it. I'm gonna grab Electros just because Jane is our catching guy. Pokeblock is also essential if you're going for a Vivillon for the Garchomp. Is Vivian a good, like, Garchomp answer? I'm very curious about that. Because I know you said it kind of really falls off at this point. Thankfully, Shield Dust, Compound Eyes for Powder. Ah, okay. Oh yeah, I suppose it would just bait. That's so funny. That's such a cool move. But you need to not be plus Spadef. Got it. That makes sense. Oh yeah, so since all of the Pokeblock natures typically prioritize minus special defense natures, that's very clever. Okay. Also, just confirming, Repellent is deactivated. Repellent is activated. I don't care how many times I've won these fights, I still get scared walking through them. Okay. Safari Balls. When you run out of Safari Balls when you've walked 500 steps. Oh, do I have a guy who can surf? Not that I need it, but... I think Jane can surf? I'm gonna grab a guy who can surf. Let's grab Walrein. I have a gentle Viv, so unfortunately it just absolutely fails at, that one can't even be fixed without the nature change. Oof. Okay. So I'm trying to get to Safari Zone Northwest. I guess, how do I know when I get there? Different sections will need different bikes. Oh. That's the one that's locked to Acro. There's one that's locked to Acro and there's one that's locked to Mach. Okay. Well, I'm going north and I'm going west. I believe northwest is Mach. Well, shoot. Do I have a fly guy? Yes. So I believe that I have the Acro bike. Really funny if I had Mach, actually. I had the Mach bike. Well, I'm here to provide patronage. You follow the bottom section along and then go up. Got it. Okay. I'm quite nervous of fucking it up, but again, yada yada, if I fuck up, I reserve the right to unfuck up. Not that I think it is literally possible. We just checked and confirmed that I do have the thing on. Your repel is on, right? Yes. I will reconfirm. Deactivated. Activated. Okay, I assume this is the place. Not there. Normal Gem Northwest 2? Nice. I'll explore this place for items, because this is also where we get Garchompite. I'll explore this place for items after we do the encounter. I know he can't challenge me to a fight, but, like, what if he can? Is this even where I want to be? Literally, I know it's fine. Literally, I have repel on. It is fine. Okay, yeah, there's nothing new. Okay, so just confirming. Hannah, do I fish for the increased chance at Blastoise? I think I do, just because of the 1% chance at Grimer. Because, like, could you imagine? I don't need to deactivate repellent, but I'm doing it anyways. Alright, kids. Pray for 1% muck, that'd be really funny. Or, Grimer. Caracosta. Ball. 1, 2, 3. Gotcha. Between the two, I kind of prefer getting Caracosta, I think. Give a nickname, because we can scale Protect onto it, and that is... We are lacking guys who can use Protect. Alright. Run and bun responses. I don't think we have any Caracostas. Yeah, we do not. That's my boy. Oh. Lycanroc. Tyranitar. Donna. We already have Nomo. Grassrock. Cassandra. Rock Steel for Brocknard. Water Rock. You know what? I don't think we've had a Terramin this run, actually. And Terramin is Water Rock. M-U-N. Alright. Welcome to the team, gamer. And now we reactivate repellent. And we go looking for items. Normal gem. There's bound to be some Safari Zone shit in here somewhere. Also, yeah, Caracosta's abilities are Solid Rock and Swift Swim. I would love to see Solid Rock, honestly. Anything that makes it bulkier would be very much appreciated. Okay, I guess we got everything over here. Oh, interesting. I don't see my step count. Did they remove the step count, Hannah? Probably not. Swift is actually the better late game ability typically. Oh, interesting. Though that's contingent on using it as a protect bot. Got it. Slip. The game is over. Let's check our boy. We would love to see a plus defense nature. And I guess, honestly, both abilities are good. Impish. Solid Rock. Plus defense nature. Hey! IVs are kind of bad, but like plus defense Solid Rock makes this thing, it definitely does something. Liquidation. It also gets knockoff. Yeah, a guy who can click knockoff. Liquidation's nice. And again, we can theoretically, probably the best nature too. I was gonna say, I think just literally the best nature, right? Nice. And again, it does what we need it to, which is that it acts as a dupe for Lily Cove City. So we have highly increased odds to get a really cool encounter. So let me just Control F, Tortuga, and Caracosta. Safari Zone. Safari Zone, Safari Zone. And Safari Zone. Rock Tomb TM, once you beat Rival, that'll be super nice. Ooh, yeah. Honestly, not a lot of complaints here. I guess let's get its export. I should probably level it up first, shouldn't I? Or do I not level it up? I think I leave it at this level for right now. Yeah, we'll worry about it later. Now, is that the only thing we needed the mock bike for, by the way, was getting up to that one specific chunk of map? Like, am I good to go swap it out for the acro bike for grabbing items? I say, already doing it. And if I'm correct, do we not currently have the Rock Tomb TM? Or is that the first place you can access it? It's probably the first place you can access it. Yeah, we have Rock Blast. Oh yeah, no, we have Rock Tomb. Yeah, so we could literally teach at Rock Tomb right now because we just get the renewable source of TMs once we beat Rival. Yeah, no, definitely not bummed about that. And like, let me look at Caracosta's Solid Rock, Swift Swim. Yeah, honestly, the only thing we really want to use for it is scaling Protect onto it at some point, if we need to. Like, yeah, it has its best physical water move. It has knockoff. Yeah, I think Liquidation, knockoff, Rock Tomb, Hydro Pump is probably, like, ideal for it. It's also absolutely a mon that could use Stone Edge with Zoom Lens. Oh, fair. Yeah, cool. Alright, let's go get those items. Also, I'm probably fine to just level up Caracosta, if I'm being honest. I suppose that's the nice thing about being quad weak, is even with Solid Rock, it's probably not too hard for that thing to show kills to grass moves for double battles. Okay. Solid Rock genuinely does some, fuck some stuff up, unfortunately. You should probably keep it underleveled if possible. That's unfortunate. Yeah, no, I suppose it kind of defeats the purpose. Okay. Oh, Mental Herb. Okay. That's a cool little item. Probably everything down there. Okay, over yonder. Probably check down here. This is probably for all the Vivian, isn't it? Rest house. I think the gimmick to the rest house is that your turns don't get used up while you're in here. Yeah, no, also I can just see if I have different guys who can, well, it's really funny, right? Because, like, Caracosta and Mudkip kind of do the same thing. Guys that are slow who protect bait grass moves. This doesn't look like ZA. I figured most of the people who stream Run and Bun end up setting their, stream game to Legends ZA, so I figured I'd see if that ended up boosting engagement all that much. Yeah, no, it was an intentional thing, curses. Let me see where we are. Probably about to use up my steps, though. I'd like to consider that like spending 500 Poke to get a mental herb. I'm engaging with the streamer. Thank you for doing so, Pyo. The streamer too needs enrichment. It's all part of a balanced diet, you know? Who are these guys? They're probably blocking off the Safari Zone edition that gets unlocked after beating E4 in Base Emerald. I'm sick as fuck. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? The power herb is in the section that only gets opened after you beat the game, which is so mean. That's kind of funny. But yes, it is incredibly mean. There it is. Sick tricks. I could have just walked down the slope. Chat. We get something cool. We can now officially add Mega Garchomp to our list of guys. Garchompite. Champin'. Notably, Garchomp, still very usable as regular Garchomp. Mega Garchomp is just kind of different. It can do, like, it basically gives it, like, a Life Orb boost without the, like, drawback in exchange for a little bit of speed. Which, given in a game like Run and Bun, speed is kind of everything, but... Also, actually, Mega Garchomp, what is your ability? I just realized I actually need to manually update these. It should be No Guard on Mega Pidgeot and Sand Force on Mega Garchomp. Oh, that's the item. Sand Force. Sand Force. Also, that's true. Gets way bulkier. Big boost to its defenses. Yeah, no, Varley gets a lot of fun new tools from this. Yeah, it goes from attack 30 to attack 170. And honestly, in a game like Run and Bun, it gets 40 points to its special attack. This thing actually has a really good special attack now, so it could potentially do shit like use its hidden power. Nah, no, never mind. It's hidden power ground. Fuck that. That one we've definitely already done. Pixiate on Mega Altaria. Is that everything here, though, Hannah? Is there anything else I gotta go find? Quick increases to IVs for a different hidden power. Technically speaking. Not saying that I would do that, but I'm saying that would be a side effect of doing something like maxing its HP or its attack. But yeah, no, like, Garchomp is a surprisingly bulky guy. I'm just gonna... But yeah, Mega Garchomp is definitely not a replacement for regular Garchomp, but it is a nice alternate mode. Well, okay. Now we need to look at the encounters we have coming up and prepare. So, we need to prep for Muck Alola, like set. We need to prepare for Dreadnought. We need to prepare for Lantern. And is it only Dragonair, or is it Dragonair and Dragonite? It is just Dragonair. Okay. Power Herb and Metronome both exist but are not available. I assume Metronome is also hidden in the expansion. Dragonair. Okay. So, first things first, Alolan Muck. Oh, these guys are also all at level 56. Five, 6. Okay. So, Alolan Muck gets either Poison Touch or Gluttony. We'll set it to Poison Touch. It does not have a potential held item. And its moves are thankfully not Explosion at this level. It is Knock Off, Gunk Shot, Earthquake, and Payback. Okay. Dreadnought. Could have Strongjaw or Shell Armor. We will set it to Strongjaw. And at this level it could have Stone Edge, Body Press, Liquidation, or Jaw Lock. Okay. Interesting. So what I need to consider is Electros. I could weaken it with not really Rapid Spin. So I'm wondering if I need to equip Electros with the Shed Shell. Catch rate on it 75. Electros, where are you, buddy? I think you should probably go for Fish and not Surf. That's what I'm doing. Because odds of getting Muck go up, odds of getting Dreadnought go down, odds of getting Dragonite go up, and the other thing that isn't those, or excuse me, other way. You want me to go for Surf? 30% chance for Dreadnought, 30% chance for Muck, 10% chance for no, that's strictly worse. That is way worse. Because if we fish, Muck is a 40% instead of a 30%. Getting D-Knight is way better than Dragonair, is it? In this scenario? Hold on, let me check. I guess Dragonair. Outrage Waterfall, Heal Bell, Dragon Tail. Draco Meteor, Extreme Speed. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I see what you mean. It's just like, it ups the odds of getting Dreadnought as opposed to like, I would much rather get Lantern than Dreadnought if I missed. I do see what you mean, though, because, well, wait. 56. Waterfall. Because if it's at 56, I level up, immediately evolve, I still get Dragon Claw, Extreme Speed, Draco Meteor, and Dual Wing Beat. Because it evolves at 55. Yeah, I even get Waterfall, Outrage, Waterfall, Heal Bell, Dragon Tail. Waterfall, Heal Bell, Dragon Tail. Yeah. No, it's like strictly better to go for Dragonair. What are you talking about? Are the levels the same? Yeah, they're both 56. Hold on, let me confirm, because yeah, so it'd be 56. Yeah, so it would have Fly, Waterfall, Heal Bell, Dragon Tail. As opposed to Dragonair, who would have Outrage, Waterfall, Heal Bell, Dragon Tail. So it just replaces it just replaces Fly with Outrage. Not exactly a downgrade, and we can just use the Fly TM or HM. Yeah. This reduces the odds of a bad encounter to only be the 10% slot. And the miss, I would much rather have a 20% chance of missing into Lantern than a 30% chance of missing into Dreadnought. Ah, this is Dragon you can get in C4 Cavern. Got it. Yeah. So we are sticking to the current plan. Next up is Lantern. I could have... Oh, it always has Volt Absorb. Makes sense. It gets the only absorb ability in the game, and it's the one that could be supplemented with just being a ground type. Damn, base HP at 125. That's crazy. Hydro Pump. Thunderbolt. Heal Bell, Ice Beam. Nice. Heal Bell's kind of whatever, but Ice Beam. It doesn't exactly have offensive stats to speak of. Thought it was 66, not 56. My bad entirely. It's fine. I'm glad I caught it. Sometimes April can do her own due diligence. This is probably a Slowbro sits on everything type set of encounters. Okay. And Dragonair. Its ability can only ever be Shed Skin. Ooh, it has a chance to hold the Dragon Scale, not that that matters. Outrage. Waterfall. Heal Bell. Dragon Tail. Dumb question about Dragon Tail. If both the user and the target have not fainted, the target is forced to switch out and replace with a random affected ally. Dragon Tail doesn't, force you to flee the encounter, right? There's nothing fancy there. Fails if you're a higher level in wild fights. Good to know. Okay. So, let's see. Show. Now, who's good for sitting on muck? I have to imagine probably Corviknight. Yeah. Yeah, Corviknight can sit on it. Notably, it can sit on it with Roost. Gyarados is also nice for getting off of Intim straight away. Knockoff, Gunk Shot, Earthquake, Payback. You got to be slightly aware because Roost EQ. Oh, that's true. Yeah, EQ thankfully isn't that much. Just bring other guys for that. Can I bring regular Altaria? Not really. Yeah, honestly, opening with Gyarados isn't awful. Damn, Garchomp. Okay. Yeah, Mega Garchomp can just sit on this thing, which is really funny. Mega Stones I know can't be knocked off, but they still boost the damage of knockoff, right? It doesn't boost knockoff, no. Okay, shit. Yeah, okay. In that case, we bring Mega Chomp. And that accurately reflected in the calc. Yeah, no, I thought that it might have been something funky. Okay. So the main thing with Dreadnought is... Because, yeah. So, with Muck, we obviously can't status it. If we're to bring Jane... Jane needs to hold the Shed Shell for statusing Dreadnought in case of Jaw Lock. Or we use someone that has, like, Rapid Spin. Because, like, just confirming Jaw Lock does what I think it does. Prevents the user and the target from switching out. The user and the target can still switch out if either of them is holding the Shed Shell or using the Baton Pass, Flip Turn, yada yada. Okay, cool. So, I think... Yeah. What we do is we open with Jane, and if we open against Muck, we just auto-swap to Corviknight. Or hell, even Garchomp. Ooh, I just realized Garchomp can't actually Mega Evolve because it would need to click an attack. And we can't guarantee that it's safe. Notably, though, regular Garchomp can at least, like, just sit on it still. The added bulk from being Mega truly does not change it that much. Okay. Shed Shell. And then in the case of Lantern, honestly, we can't even fucking paralyze it, which is funny. Who bulks this thing? Kinda no one. Rescue Legion? Thunderbolt still does a lot. Mega Altaria a little bit, but if we swap in on regular Altaria, things could be problematic if we get auto frozen. Oh, no, Walrein still takes a lot. That's true. Rough Skin is helpful, but could be an issue. Yeah, Kingdra sits on it pretty okay. And the funny thing is that, honestly, all of these guys kind of have shit that make them impossible to Thunderwave now that I'm looking at it. Lantern has Volt Absorb, Dragonite has Shed Skin, Muck is too dangerous to leave in. Yeah, I don't mind Kingdra. And at the very least, Electros can get a Super Fang off on this thing. Okay. Bringdra, Kingdra. And then against Dragonair, honestly, I imagine just like Granbull. Yeah, the only thing it has that can hit Granbull is fucking Waterfall. I would bring Altaria, if not for the fact that it's kind of dangerous to take the time it would take to turn it into Mega Altaria. Where is it? Altaria. There you are. Yeah, Outrage does potentially way too much. I know that this is like, you know, max attack, theoretically, but what if it is theoretically possible to roll max attack? So yeah, we bring Grand Bull. Mm-hmm. So bring Grand Bull. And like, damn, Lucario. Way to bulk that. Seismitoad's also pretty good at bulking that. Flygon less so. You know, I should have guessed that Steelix would be pretty good at that. Did we actually even pick someone out to bulk Dreadnought? I don't think we did. Corviknight, how good are you at it? Okay, but not great. Eldegoss can synth, but... Slowbro? The problem is that Jawlock is dark, isn't it? Yeah, but it doesn't do that much. As long as we also give Slowbro our other Shed Shell. But we become vulnerable to double crit. Oh, Torterra. Yeah, Torterra bulks this thing easy. Liquidation's kind of problematic, but like, again, we bring Shed Shell. Okay. So... Shed Shell. You get Shed Shell, you get Shed Shell. We got these guys. We don't equip you two with items because you're fighting the guy with knockoff. Kingdra. Thunderbolt, Ice Beam. I guess we just give it like a Citrus Berry. Citrus Berry. Then I guess that's also the case for Grand Bull. Okay. Let's dive into it. Also, just confirming, Repellent is deactivated, Repellent is activated. Okay, so we need Electros for obvious reasons. We need Corviknight for obvious reasons. We need Garchomp, shockingly enough. We need a Torterra. We need a Kingdra. We need a Grand Bull. I'm actually kind of tempted to open with Grand Bull instead of Electros, just because it gets Intim on anything. And, like, the only thing that we're actually using Jane for is, like, Dreadnought. Like, where's Jane on the old block? Yeah. Yeah, I like this. Just so that way we get the defense drop on, or the attack drop on anything that comes in. So, Citrus Berry. Nothing, nothing. Shed shell. That we have to consider things that could come in instead. Because the only other encounter here... Sorry, I just need to confirm. Yeah, Caracosta and Electros. So, yeah, if those show up, we can probably outrun them with Granbull for a flea. Elatea gets the citrus. Alright, chat, like I said, the thing we want more than anything. Alolan Muck makes Pyre Tag really safe. If we don't get that, Dragonite would be really cool. Lantern has some tech. And Dreadnought would be sad, but I'm sure we can find a use for it. Okay. So I am saving the game in case, you know, the thing I've said 7 times this stream. Pretty sure. I'll just walk up here. You get away from me, you freak. Not talking to you, Team Aqua Grunts. Yeah, I can fly back if I need to. And I have confirmed that we need to fish. Yes. Okay. First Pokemon is Duchess. That really hurts. That really, really, really hurts. Oh. Okay. It is what it is. Jane, you are currently holding the shed shell, correct? You are. Swap to Jane. We've had rough luck for encounters for a little bit. At least for, like, the guys we find. Oh well. You have no moves that do recoil. Stone Edge, Body Press, Liquidation, Jaw Lock. Yeah, playing with Super Fang. We'll find a use for it. There is always a use for it somewhere. I just gotta figure out what it is. Two, three. Cool. Well, I said I needed rock types. 10%. We don't have luck. Yeah, I don't think it's like meaningfully worse than something like Lantern, TBH, both decent. Okay. I believe you. I'm now scared that we don't have Muck, and I'm sad that we didn't get a banger like Dragonite. These two encounters have both kind of been, You can only get so lucky for so long. Sybil, Jeremiah, Greek. Yeah, we haven't done Break yet. That's true. If it's shell armor, getting another crit-proof guy that has a distinctly different defensive profile than our other crit-proof guys would be nice. Okay. I was really hoping for Dragonair, I'm not gonna lie. I was really excited at the prospect, because it was like a realistic chance. Gentle. Oh, for one thing, shell armor. $30 31 HP is so good. 30 attack is so good. Minimum defense. Minimum defense. We got shell armor. We got shell armor. That is something. That, you know what? And you know what? Dreadnought's really a physical attacker if you think about it. Its best stat is attack at 115. So like getting the really good physical attack's good. You know, if you think about it. Yeah, absolutely, it's a physical attacker. I was gonna say, like, not nothing. Body press is kind of bad now. Like liquidation, maybe not jaw lock. Stone Edge. Five speed doesn't actually. This thing is shockingly. I'm not gonna say it's speedy, but Dreadnought does have a base 74 speed. Oh. Okay. Let's get these exports. It wasn't that much lower than what it was showing. The one with the max defense body press did like at most 17%. I gave Hannah all of my encounter luck. Okay. We'll figure out what to do with it. And again, you know, I complain. We did literally just get a defensive monster in Caracosta. Like, defense boosting nature, this thing has a base 113. It can tank physical hits so fucking good. And it's got knockoff. Like, I'm crestfallen, but it's not that bad. It is not that bad. I don't want to calc rival fight. But it doesn't have Rock Slide, Hannah. It has Stone Edge. I need to use Art Scale to get Rock Slide. Like, yeah. Let me take a look at, what we gotta do for this thing. I mean, we could just Stone Edge. Stone Edge is the power of 2 Rock Tombs. Oof. I gotta be strong. I gotta be relaxed. Like, it's got shit going for it. It doesn't have literally nothing going for it. Just like Pidgeotto into these two guys. But like, we got Slacking, and we got Beware, and we got a really good Kecleon. Keep it in perspective, April. There's also still a chance for Dreepy later. Like, we've got a lot of cool encounters coming up, but like, ugh, Rival Fight's scary. Rival Fight is really, really scary. I think I kind of just want to level up Caracosta, if I'm being honest. I feel like with this thing's, like, bulk potential, like, 73, defense of 226. It's up there with Steelix for our bulkiest guy. Oh, yeah. Alright, let's save the game. And I guess let's take a look at what's coming up. And also, not that it matters for these two guys, but I should write down their hidden power types for the funsies of it. So, scripting. Hiddens. Caracosta's is rock, that's funny. And Dreadnough's is poison. And Caracosta. 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Dreadnought. Like, I genuinely try to, like, mentally prepare myself for getting the bad hits in most encounters. I did not do enough psychological preparation for Dreadnought. I do genuinely feel really sad about it. Also, never removed Hitmonchan from my thing. Dreadnought might be your Articuno answer. Genuinely? I figured, I suppose, yeah, it does have, like, what's its attack? Like, 73? Yeah, 194 ain't bad. Compared to, like, Garchomp. Oh yeah, it is a plus speed oh no, it's a plus special defense nature. Okay. Yeah, let's get all these closed. Oh shit, did they stay imported? Okay, good, they did. Next trainer. I'm probably only gonna do normal 3 hours for tonight, so let's get some fun music going, since we don't need to worry about getting sick of listening to the Deoxys theme for very long. Okay. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get these guys set up to level 73, just to see how they work. Dreadnought. 73. Imports. Neither of them have any new moves to learn. I think technically Caracosta gets Stone Edge. Wow. I'll admit, it does more than I thought it would, but like, oh yeah, Shell Armor means no crit. But swapping into Hurricane could potentially mean getting confused. And if we're to make Stone Edge perfectly accurate, we can't have, yada yada. I do not outspeed after a Rock Tomb. What are you saying? 121 to 116. If I use a Heart Scale. Yep. Like I said, we kind of got nothing from these. Maybe something for Weavile? No, knockoff does too much, and it's always swapping into triple axle. This kind of sucks. Theoretically, Beware beats Weavile. We give it like a Figgy Berry. Rely on the gradual damage ticks. Could even kill it with Hammer Arm. Since everything else is faster. Well, except for Melmetal. Yeah. This was a pretty devastating set of encounters. I think that Dreadnought does nothing for me outside of, like, die. Like, if Triple Axle misses, but then also Stone Edge can miss, so, like, and we definitely don't outspeed after a drop on this guy. And our defense is so bad we can't even OHKO with Body Press. Like, if we just had a neutral nature, and like 5 IV, like 10 IVs, like 11 IVs, 12, 13, 14. If we had 14 IVs in a neutral nature, like at the end of the day, it's really nice to have a guy who has shell armor. A guy who has shell armor and does in fact resist boom. Dreadnought will find use. Dreadnought will find use. So stop freaking out about it, April. God, this is so bad for my mental. Which is funny, because we're, like, kind of popping off right now in terms of, like, you know, folks hanging out in chat right now. I hope you all are enjoying. Apologies for being such a downer. I will get over it. I promise. I swear on the blade. I'm enjoying. I'm glad, Sylvie. I am very, very glad. Yeah, so, Lilicalc Rival. How do I even beat Lilicalc Rival? Like, I could do it with a lot of heart scales, definitely. If I was able to give Lucario, like, a neutral nature wouldn't even fix this. I could give it, like, a plus special attack nature. This Weavile is dubious. This Melmetal is doable. I have no idea how I'm going to clear Blaziken. I would basically need to be a chain kill. Which is not easy. Like, you're still doing very well. Try not to let it get to you. Just means this fight might demand some resources, which is hopefully why we saved some. Next to encounters are also huge opportunities if we make it past. It's true. We still have Casino. We still have resources. We have basically all of our TMs, sans defog, and that one doesn't matter for this fight. We're probably going to have to use Facade. So, like, there are worse things to use that on. Because, yeah. So, what's going to happen, turn 1 of this fight, we bring Altaria. We have to pre-damage it a little bit to show Garchomp a kill on Dual Chop. But fast kill on a move out-prioritizes setting up Stealth Rocks. So, once it sees that, we have an Altaria that is pre-burned. We teach it Facade. So, Facade. We pre-burn, and we one-hit KO easy style. We do take some recoil from Yachiberry, we do take some recoil from Burn, but notably, the main thing is that we become immune to Dual Chop and retaliate to get off the one-hit KO. Garchomp is arguably one of the most annoying parts of this fight for people, so the fact that we can clear it that easily is not nothing. After that, we skip over Machamp. It would be Weavile in on Triple Axle. Nice thing is that it is consistently Triple Axle. But, like, how do I fight Triple Axle? Because the problem with Triple Axle is that it can miss. If Triple Axle was perfectly accurate, I could fight it with Lucario every time. I technically still can fight it with Lucario, but the problem is, depending on how I fight it with Lucario, we're either baiting in Articuno or Blaziken. I think we can guarantee Articuno more or less if we do a little bit of pre-damage. But we need to be like really pre-damage to guarantee Hurricane, and it's difficult to guarantee Hurricane and make sure we aren't guaranteeing Freezing Glare. We can potentially do some funny stuff to Galarian Articuno if Zoroark comes in, because Zoroark is, shockingly enough, naturally faster than it. Plus Speed Nature with a 29 IV makes Zoro really, really, really fast. Another alternative for beating Weavile could be, like, Rare Candying Lucario. Black Belt, Life Orb, does that do it? No, that's abilities. Life Orb. No. Or no, what we want is... So... Sorry, we're going for Vacuum Wave. So the thing with Lucario here, right? Weavile is very fast. We want to hit it with Vacuum Wave, ideally. Weavile has Life Orb, so it can damage itself by using moves. The issue is that Triple Axle is not a perfectly accurate move. It can just miss the first hit. Now, even if we get hit by Triple Axle, if we're only using a Black Belt, we are only showing kills on, like, 10 rolls, or 12 rolls. 12 out of 16 rolls. I think. Hold on. It's 205, so that'd be 20 points of recoil damage. Yeah, I think it would set it to 185. So, not consistent. Do we have other guys? Like, I could potentially have it click knockoff into something that's not holding an item. Or, like, we can't make it Garchomp because we're using Mega Altaria, so we can't do, like, Mega Garchomp cheese. Yeah, knockoff does way too much to Basculegion. There is potentially also a version of this line where we use a Heart Scale to teach Mega Altaria Tailwind, because turn 1, instead of killing Garchomp when we blank Dual Chop, we set up Tailwind, and then we just get a fast kill with Facade instead of letting it, you know, set up Stealth Rocks. At which point that would skip over Weavile because we would outspeed it by a single point. Which is almost kind of a bad thing. It would actually be really nice if we could set up Tailwind and still bait in Weavile to then just swap to Lucario to get the kill. Low-key kind of annoying. It would bring in Melmetal next. Because we would outspeed everything, Melmetal would see a kill with double Iron Bash. Maybe Ice Punch? I would need to check the math on the Garchomp turn 1. But yeah, so it would go for double Iron Bash or maybe Ice Punch. Because, like, hold on. Regular Altaria, we need to be burned, and we need to be low enough to show kill to Dual Chop. 96 times 2 is 192. Okay, so we need to start at 192. Divide 206 by 16 for 12. So 192 minus 12 is 180. So that's after burn. And then if it's going, we do, sorry, 206 divided by 8 is 25. So 180 minus 25 is 155, is always our HP. That is actually barely high enough to not show kill to Ice Punch. It's 152. Okay, yeah. So we always bait double Iron Bash. We actually have a really solid answer to Melmetal, funny enough. This thing could actually be a real son of a bitch. Would be a decently free Toge pivot. Well, that's what I was going to say, Izzy. So it double Iron Bashes into Togedemaru. Hits Toge twice, loses a quarter of its max HP. Togedemaru can fake out for 6 damage. Togedemaru can then throw up Spiky Shield to have it get hit for a 3rd time, so it loses 3/8. Then it goes for Body Press into Togedemaru, and we can swap to regular Garchomp, who only takes 23%, and with Soft Sand is actually able to do the last 50%, because Rough Skin will recoil it for another 1/8. So Garchomp does, in fact, beat Melmetal here. And then the problem, though, is that at this point, Tailwind is definitely gone. So we're baiting in Weavile on Triple Axle or Ice Shard. Garchomp will definitely have taken enough damage to bait Ice Shard, which, I mean, at that point, it's a toss-up. Like, Ice Shard arguably makes it more consistent. It means that Lucario takes less damage on the switch-in, but still always enough to bait an Articuno. Because the thing is, if Lucario swaps it on Weavile and it misses Triple Axle, the answer is to click Meteor Mash instead of Vacuum Wave to give Weavile another opportunity to hit it. And at that point, it's a 1% chance for it to miss Triple Axle twice in a row. And even theoretically a chance to just not kill with Meteor Mash. But the thing is, in order to do the thing with Vacuum Wave, we would need to dedicate the Life Orb to Lucario specifically. And then it's like, okay, we take Triple Axle. Like, if we take Triple Axle on the switch-in, and we get hit, Life Orb on their side dictates that Vacuum Wave kills, which is cool. We then outspeed Machamp. So next in would be Galarian Articuno on either Hurricane or Freezing Glare. Now what I'm actually thinking is Togedemaru does swap in on Hurricane really well. Sadly our attack stat isn't that good. But the thing is, clicking, like, swap to Togedemaru onto Hurricane, click Fake Out to do some damage, and then it goes for Freezing Glare or Calm Mind. Swap to... where is it? Where is my guy? If we swap to Lucario's CC would guarantee Articuno at least, even if it was for random move. Yeah, I suppose that's true. Yeah. The problem, though, is that Freezing Glare into Togedemaru could freeze. Hurricane could confuse. If Togedemaru gets hit by Freezing Glare and, say, crit, that's a lot of damage. We would probably have to get Togedemaru up to level cap, which would help. It's like, yeah. Because Togedemaru undeniably tanks Articuno's moves and, like, baits Freezing Glare, which is a free swap to Zoroark. Now the thing is, if we give Zoroark the Life Orb, the lowest damage Fake Out from Maisie makes it so that Zoro can kill with Knockoff. I can swap into Freezing Glare, outspeed, kill with Knockoff. The alternative would be, because what's the lowest damage on Fake Out? So 237 minus 21. Is 216. Okay. So Zoroark with Black Glasses does... oh, wait. Oh, does Knockoff do it? With just Black Glasses? Oh, shit. Maybe we don't need Life Orb. Okay, yeah. So it would be swap to Togedemaru. Alumberry covers for both Hurricane and Freezing Glare, which is nice. It just means that Melmetal might potentially be scarier. Because it can make it kind of hard to predict, like, if we get Melmetal in early, we take Dib. Like, I would like to be able to give Togedemaru a Citrus Berry. But the problem is that freezing glare can freeze you, hurricane can confuse you, and we need to be able to click fake out to guarantee the thing with Zoroark. I suppose there could still theoretically be a swap to Togedemaru if we don't, like, swap to Togedemaru if it fails to kill us, or like if it freezes us or sets up Hurricane and confuses us. We could raw swap to Zoroark on Freezing Glare and just hope we win the coin flip. And then if we fail to win the coin flip, in comes like someone who can finish it off, like Toge with Fake Out, or like or a Sphere, or Vacuum Wave actually doesn't do that much, which is unfortunate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Either way, we beat Galarian Articuno with Zoroark. It's going to see that we outspeed the 2 remaining options. So it would be Machamp in, ideally on Dynamic Punch. I'm pretty sure always on Dynamic Punch, actually. It's not that I absolutely need Citrus, it's that we become very vulnerable to crits. Because if we take too much damage on Togedemaru, so one thing we could do is if we don't do the Tailwind line, we bring in Articuno first. Which means that Zoroark is safer. Because no amount of damage Toge takes from Articuno risks a thing we don't want. So let's say we do the normal line, we bait in Weavile, we go to Lucario, we do either Vacuum Wave or Close Combat Kill. In comes Articuno, we are baiting random move off of Articuno. Hannah does make a really good point that Close Combat does make it so that Articuno always sees kill if we don't take enough damage from Triple Axle, which is no damage from Triple Axle functionally. So we swap to Toge, Hurricane, Freezing Glare. Lumberry covers for both options. Yeah, the main fear would be getting hit by Freezing Glare and getting crit, because it basically comes down to who do we risk, right? Because we Fake Out, it goes for either Freezing Glare or Calm Mind. We swap to Zoroark, we outspeed, we KO with Black Glass's knockoff. It then shows... Well, actually, there is something that oh, wait, no, Weavile's already dead. At this point, Melmetal is still alive. It would be Machamp, always on Dynamic Punch, which is good. Loki kind of stunned how well Nidoking bulks that. It's fast, no guard leftovers, substitute. The nice thing is that we get a free switch in without risking it setting up substitute. Obviously, the issue with Dynamic Punch is that it's Dynamic Punch. Because otherwise I would say we could swap back to Altaria and... oh, we don't even outspeed it, actually. It's crazy. I was like, yeah, Mega Alta bulks all of its moves really well, but... fat lot of good that does. Like, if we could get in, like, Mega Pidgeot, that'd be something. You also prevent sub with Parashung, that's true. Yeah, I would essentially be able to swap to Altaria, bait Stone Edge. One second. One second. Okay. That's Life Orb boosted. Yeah, no, it's true that swapping to Altaria would force it to Stone Edge. Because I don't think there's an amount of damage a dynamic punch crit could do to us. See, the really frustrating thing is that actually Altaria could, like, really stall out this Machamp if it could get in on Stone Edge. Because at that point, it could spam Roost, actually. Like, it does a lot, but... yeah, like, spam Roost, set up Perish Song. But, okay, so we bait Stone Edge. Which doesn't do anything to Lucario. Problem is that it's a high crit move, so I would need something that is immune to crit. But Dreadnought just dies to D-Punch. Crazy speed tie. Not bad. Future Sight doesn't bypass Substitute, does it? Nope, just bypasses Protect. That being said... if we're holding no item... and funny enough, actually... wait. Okay, what prevents Substitute from coming in? So by default, it is either +6 or +5. Have a sound-based move is -8. Where your Pokemon has the ability Infiltrator. I'm wondering, is there a way to give Slowbro a sound-based move? Oblivious, own tempo. You do have to remember that we have the worst ability, sadly. Avalanche, Blizzard, Brick Break, Fire Blast, Hidden Power, Edge Bomb, Secret Power, Natural Gift, Ball, Waterfall, Swagger, Surf, Strength, Skill Swap. Oh, it's fun. Shadow Ball, Seismic Toss, Rock Smash, Psychic, Me First, Flash. Doesn't look like it. I mean, I could Heart Scale Growl onto it, which would be really funny. And technically not awful because the Mega Slowbro is immune. Is Yawn sound-based? It is not. Okay. I suppose there's also the version, actually, where I swap the Dynamic Punch into Slowbro, who then baits Knockoff into Altaria? Stone Edge does so much, though, that we would absolutely be at risk of, like, Knockoff crit into Stone Edge crit would probably kill us. If we were a little faster. Like, if we were able to swap into Knockoff and then just start roosting, because we always bait Stone Edge, never D-Punch, so as long as we take care of that in like 5 turns. I think it's 5 turns. Yeah, 5. We're at that point. Also, oh yeah, true. Or we could just rely on Dynamic Punch into holding a Prism. Or Persum. Okay. Because we don't need Twisted Spoon. The problem I have is that Knockoff does just do, like, a little too much damage. Heart Scale wouldn't fix it. Oop, nope, don't export that. Hold on. We just want to export it with no held item. Don't fuck up its IVs. There we go. See, I'm almost wondering if it's scale Altaria's speed or defense. Probably not both. Because it would probably be speed. Because the problem with having scaled defense is that we would require, like... Yeah, we'd have to be way down there for bait and dual chop. Though that would only matter if we were doing the version of this where we also scaled on Tailwind to bait Melmetal. Oh, that's true, actually. Yeah, we do just outspeed KO with Facade. Hold on. I mean, I'm just going to export import with Facade because we know it's going to have it. Yeah, no, that's super true, actually. Okay, and at that point, it would be Melmetal on either Double Iron Bash or Ice Punch. Which, I mean... Swapping Body Press... So, the funny thing, actually, is that, like... I mean, the problem with Ice Punch is that it can freeze, obviously. And we can't really afford to pre-status Toge, right? I mean, if we're dealing with Mel... Yeah, because then we wouldn't be able to use Spiky Shield. But yeah, no, I suppose against Machamp we can also just, like... Pre-burn might be ideal. Not if it has to, like, click Fake Out into Galarian Articuno and click Spiky Shield. Like, we also need to make sure that it has enough HP to bait Body Press specifically into Garchomp. Yeah, I'm just thinking that pre-burn is a way to survive both possible freezes and it lets you hold a citrus. That's true. Because theoretically we don't need to use Fake Out against Melmetal, so it would be... Pre-Toxic is a little riskier, but also something... I'd never Pre-Toxic. But that's true, though. That pre-burn would also make us do less damage to Articuno, so it wouldn't be guaranteed for Zoroark. It would make that a range unless we're using Life Orb. There's stuff here with resources. It'll just be finding the most efficient safe line. You're not wrong. Yeah. I'm thinking about rare candies a little bit too, maybe. Bewear's a little too inconsistent in the Weavile. Because, yeah, we can't use Perish Song to trap in Machamp because of Melmetal. That would require us to do the line where we beat Melmetal first. At which point, actually, do we even kill? Yeah, okay. We do show kill to regular Blaziken, which is nice. Because theoretically a version of this line exists where it's like we use Tailwind to get Melmetal in before Weavile, so we can get it before we take care of Machamp. And then by doing that, we can chain Altaria into Blaziken potentially by like setting up Perish on Machamp and spamming Roost. Which is inconsistent, but not awful. Theoretically, we wouldn't even need to use Perish, actually, because we outspeed. Because as long as we have, yeah, Burn, Facade, and everything, because it sees stats as regular Blaziken, it never comes in. Just barely. One, two, three, 4, 5. This be Slowbro our sixth. There is also a world where we try to set up Future Sight against Machamp. Actually, if we could come in against Machamp on Dynamic Punch, Future Sight into Knockoff. Set up Substitute, though, is the problem. Like, I don't think we have a way to stop it from setting up. Yeah, it's only if we have, like... Because it's like, if we could set up Future Sight and then swap to... So, Future Sight, swap to Altaria, KO Machamp, in comes regular Blaziken, and then instantly dies to Future Sight. That's a lot of damage to take, but could you ever go Garchomp on Double Iron Bash and kill? Dib would definitely risk crit kill, and we wouldn't be able to kill without getting at least a little more damage on it. I hate that I am genuinely considering, what if I heart scale Growl onto Slowbro? I shouldn't do it. I shouldn't do it. It's a dumb, bad idea. It's a dumb, bad idea for idiots. But it would work. Disable, Bubble Beam, Razor Shell, and Headbutt, Block, Safeguard, Surf, Psychic, Future Sight, Heal Pull, Slack Off, yeah. Because, yeah, no, it's like we bait knockoff, swap to Altaria, in comes Blaziken, regular Blaziken. Like, could you imagine how sick it would be? Because, yeah, it's Future Sight, swap to Altaria, get kill. Yeah, I would lose the flex slot that Slowbro loves to have for Seismixers, etc. I mean, the thing is, Growl is not an awful move on it for once we get its Mega, but that's so far away. There's also maybe someone else who just does the job better. Like, yeah, we do have to consider something that can swap in with, like, a Chesto Berry, or not a Chesto Berry, a Person Berry, and just gets the kill instead. But again, this line would also require that we heart scale Altaria's speed, heart scale Tailwind onto Altaria, and heart scale Growl onto Slowbro. That's a really expensive fight. It's all things we'd use. Fast Altaria, Tailwind Altaria is not bad, but... I suppose there's also the option of bringing a Ghost type. Actually, are we able to PP stall Stone Edge? Couldn't do it with Tokai. Could maybe do it with Lucario. Because I'm trying to think, like, if we could get it down to just clicking knockoff into Altaria, that would give us all the time in the world to set up. Problem is Lucario takes way too much damage swapping into Weavile to consistently bulk 5 Stone Edges. Dreadnought? It's a speed tie. Oh yeah, also no, it does not it does not bulk those Stone Edges. Caracosta, maybe. Nope. Not even a little. Like, Excadrill could do it. What about Talonflame on Dynamic Punch? 38%, too much. Well, because it's like, if I could bring a Ghost type. Problem, though, is that Altaria, if it's pre-burned, can't just keep swapping into knockoff and swapping off of knockoff. We need to be able to make some progress. So the thing is, we wouldn't need to scale... We might need to scale Altaria's speed if we were to do the Slowbro strat. There's maybe a version where, like, Altaria sets up Perish Song on Machamp, and then we swap to Slowbro, who sets up Future Sight? Maybe? Like, it'd be Dynamic Punch, swap to Slowbro to bulk that. Slowbro baits, knock off, even if it's not holding an item. So we go to Altaria. We know exactly what Altaria's HP will be at, which is nice. So if we did the line where we increased her speed... I mean, like... Yeah, because we don't kill Blaziken. And also it megas before we even get the chance to. And it's either close combat or flare blitz. But I suppose the nice thing about close combat or flare blitz is that they kind of serve a similar purpose now, don't they? Good night, April in chat. Night, Pyo. Yeah. I should probably call stream soon, TBH. We are 30 minutes over what I was expecting to do. And I'm getting pretty tired, and I would like to raid out while we still have people in chat. So let's see if anyone is currently up and at 'em right now. They aren't. Well, that's unfortunate. Raiding a Captain Kid, that'd be funny. Run and bun. I don't know who Just Dylan is, but 62 viewers. Oh, there's me. Sour is live? Who is Sour? Oh, just literally Sour? Night night. Oh, later, Turtle. What is Sour's username? Sour 99 or 999. Okay. I was going to say, I know she's one of your run and bun mentors. You've mentioned this. Things are getting a little spooky. They're getting a little scary, I will admit. We'll figure it out. We always do. I'm sure there are answers if we only have the eyes to see them. Next stream, Saturday morning. Hopefully I'll have a line planned by then. I probably won't, but I think we're getting somewhere. Until then, friends, I'd like to thank you so much for joining me. I have been April, she has been May. You have all been incredible, and I will catch you all in the next one. Sending out the raid, have a good night.